Hey, it's Isabel from TheDietSolutionProgram.com, and today I want to talk to you about how important it is to have a sufficient amount of protein in your daily meal plan. Now, I say sufficient, not an overabundance of protein every single day. And a lot of people have this misconception that they need to have tons and tons of protein in order to build these lean and toned muscles. So first, what is protein? Well, your body breaks down protein into amino acids and uses those amino acids to build up your muscles. When you exercise, you're actually breaking down muscle. This doesn't mean that you need tons and tons of protein every single day and in every single meal. You should keep them at reasonable portions. Now, what's very important is that you need to have protein with every single one of your meals because it will help you burn fat. Protein releases a hormone called glucagon that does the exact opposite of insulin. So where insulin is a fat-storing hormone, glucagon is actually a fat-burning hormone. So if you eat a serving or 2 servings or even 3 servings of protein with every single one of your meals, you're going to get this fat-burning effect with your meals. It's also a blood sugar stabilizer. So when you eat a protein along with your carbohydrates, you help to keep your blood sugar stable. When you just eat carbohydrates without the protein, your blood sugar is constantly going through these highs and lows. So what foods constitute as good proteins? Whole organic eggs, organic grass-fed beef. I don't recommend having conventional beef because they really are filled with a lot of growth hormone and antibiotics. Natural free-range poultry, wild fish, and even some raw nuts and nut butters are really good sources of protein. So you want to make sure to include a serving of any of those foods with every single one of your meals. So let me give you a sample day. For breakfast, you would have 2 eggs, and then you would choose a carbohydrate that was a fruit or a vegetable to go along with that. You can make a spinach omelet, you can have an apple with it. For snack, I always include raw nuts or nut butter. Like almond butter is my favorite because that's easy to carry around and I can take it with me. For lunch, I always try and have either some wild salmon, some wild fish, or some poultry, some turkey, and it doesn't always have to be white meat. If you're buying these natural organic meats, you can have chicken thighs, chicken legs. Don't be afraid of some extra fat in that meat. For dinner, same thing. You can have a grass-fed organic steak, some more fish, some more poultry. So every single one of those meals had some protein in it. And again, you don't need to have a 14-ounce steak all at once. Anywhere from 4 to about 7 or 8 ounces, depending on your size, should be enough protein per meal. So that is how important it is for you to include a good, healthy, natural source of protein into each one of your meals. To find out how to put together your own healthy, fat-burning meal plans, visit TheDietSolutionProgram.com today. Hey, it's Isabel from TheDietSolutionProgram.com, and today I want to talk to you about something very important, and that is all this confusion around carbohydrates. So a lot of people ask me, Isabel, are carbohydrates making me fat, or do all carbs make you fat? The answer is no. You need carbohydrates to make your body function properly, and you actually will not have any energy. Your brain and your spinal cord will not function well if you do not eat carbohydrates. Now, exactly what is a carb? Carbs can be things like bread and pasta and potatoes, but they're also fruits and vegetables and some beans. And a lot of people just think bread and pasta when they think carbs, when really fruits and vegetables can give you the carbohydrates that you need as well. So when you eat a carbohydrate, your body takes them and breaks them down and creates glucose. And you need that glucose in your blood in order to function well. It also takes these carbohydrates and stores them as energy in your liver and in your muscles. So if you exercise, you really do need to eat carbs. The problem is that a lot of people are eating an overabundance of carbohydrates, especially in the form of processed foods and baked goods and different breads and a lot of pasta. And that's where we're going wrong. Another thing that happens with carbohydrates is they turn into glucose, and if your body doesn't use them, then it turns them into fat. And it stores them in your body as fat. So, okay, what are you going to do? You need to eat carbs for energy and to function, but you don't want to eat too many carbs so that you gain weight. Well, follow these rules and you will have enough energy from your carbohydrates without gaining weight. Only eat starchy carbohydrates after activity and after a workout. So I don't like to suggest that people have bread and pasta because they're wheat-based, and a lot of people don't do well with wheat. I like for people to stick to carbohydrates like sweet potatoes, yams, brown rice, different grains that maybe you're not really used to eating, like millet, quinoa, spelt, things like that. Those starchy or heavy carbohydrates you can have after a workout or after some heavy activity. The other carbohydrates, fruits and vegetables, you can have with every single one of your meals. So a perfect example would be have a bowl of berries with your breakfast, have an apple with your lunch, definitely have vegetables with every single one of your meals. So now you're getting enough carbohydrates during the day, but it's not toast with breakfast and a tortilla or pasta with lunch and then some more rice with dinner. That's way too many carbs in one day, except if you're an athlete and maybe you're really training hours and hours a day. But most of us are just not training hours and hours a day. So let me give you a sample day of a good, reasonable amount of carbohydrates in a day. Have some eggs with your breakfast and then have a bowl of berries. Then as a snack, you can have an apple with some raw nuts. For your lunch, you can have a salad with raw vegetables and cooked vegetables and maybe an orange to go along with that. As another snack, you can have some carrots and celery and some almond butter. And then for dinner, have a salad with your meat, whether that's poultry or beef, and then some more cooked vegetables. There you have gotten a sufficient amount of carbohydrates for the day. You're not going to gain weight, and you're still going to feel energized and great. Again, this is Isabel from thedietsolutionprogram.com. To find out more about how to create your own personal fat-burning meal plan, visit my website today.